Here we have the king of all iPhones this year, the iPhone 13 Pro Max. This comes packed with its stellar cameras, 120Hz display and longer battery life, making this phone practically perfect. Let's unbox this iPhone together and see what we have. As you saw in my previous AirPods unboxing, Apple have delivered a new unboxing experience across all models to help reduce the environmental impact. Upon unboxing, we are faced with the iPhone followed by the relevant documentation and a charging cable that's beautifully rolled up. As always, the way Apple package their products is just beautifully minimal and aesthetically pleasing. As someone who is upgrading from the XS Max, the 13 Pro Max feels like an absolute monster because it is the heaviest iPhone ever made at 238 grams. The iPhone 13 doesn't bring with it a huge number of new features, but it does improve on the iPhone 12 in several areas, chiefly battery life, power, display and cameras, to make this one of the most impressive all-round handsets we've seen from Apple. With its design, Apple have still kept the same shape as the iPhone 12. You'd also be glad to know that the notch is smaller than the previous model, but it's not a big issue for me as it's never bothered me much. In terms of dimensions, it comes at a height of 6.33 inches, a width of 3.07 inches and a depth of 0.3 inches. With the price of this device, spending a little more on a case and a screen protector wouldn't hurt, especially with its glass back panel and the screens not being anti-scratch. In terms of display, the Super Retina XDR display with ProMotion and a 6.7-inch all-screen OLED display with a 2778 by 1284 pixel resolution at 458 ppi. The 120Hz ProMotion display delivers smoother performance and animation and a brighter screen. Another cool feature with ProMotion is that it's able to scale its refresh rate from 10Hz all the way up to 120Hz, which results in a smoother overall experience and animations. Looking at a side-by-side comparison of the iPhone XS Max and 13 Pro Max, you can see the 13 Pro Max just feels a lot more responsive. This has also been the case with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. With this iPhone, you will truly enjoy the fluid experience when it comes to gaming, more specifically games that are able to take advantage of ProMotion. Watching movies on this device has never been better. It delivers stunning detail even in low light scenes. When watching movies, every pixel contributes to the spectacular detail and definition, giving you that great immersive experience. When it comes to the camera, this is where a lot of changes have been made. However, I will be touching on this very lightly, but rest assured that I will be making an in-depth review for all you camera geeks out there. This year, Apple have included really cool photographic styles that you can implement on your photos. Personally, I didn't find myself using this, although I think it's awesome if you want to create a consistent Instagram theme for your photos. Another thing that is new is the macro photography that is only available on the Pro lineup. I think this is really cool if you enjoy taking this type of photography. Alright guys, so I just want to give you guys my input on the whole macro photography thing. I think it's a really cool feature to have, like, don't get me wrong, but for me it's not something that I'll be using every day, but for those of you guys that are interested in this type of photography, I'm sure you guys will benefit from this. With its night photography, I found that it produces a lot of glare. Diving into these little pictures, you can see that there are these little sets of dots that appeared constantly. They were also seen in video quite a lot. Another cool feature that Apple have been boasting about is the cinematic mode. Although I wasn't too keen on the fact that it shoots 30 frames per second at 1080p and reproduces the same bokeh effect that portrait mode seems to output. However, I still think it requires some improvements, because when looking at it closely, you can see the objects do look faded towards their edges. However, it must be noted that the sensor is very responsive and locks very well. Cinematic mode functions on all lenses, and I was shocked when I found out you can edit the focus point after the whole video was completed. Now, how impressive is that? This truly made me wish this feature was available in my DSLR camera. Despite its ability to shoot Dolby Vision HDR and provides adjustable depth of field in post, I still wish there were more manual settings that can be applied. When it comes to battery, it looks like Apple have finally listened. Thanks to a larger battery and other enhancements, the iPhone 13 Pro Max lasted a fantastic 12 hours and 16 minutes on the Tom's Guide battery test, which surfs the web over 5G continuously at 150 nits of screen brightness. This was a much needed upgrade. The different storage capacities available start from 128GB, 256, 512 and all the way up to 1TB. Just looking at the different file sizes of the different photos and videos I took, you can imagine how fast your storage can fill up if you go for the base 128GB model. Overall, I think I really like this phone with its superior cameras and video recording capabilities, including the very compelling cinematic mode and macro mode, blistering performance and a very responsive 120Hz display, plus the battery life is even better this time round. This was more of a practical review based on first-hand experiences, but I will be exploring its features further. So I think it's safe to say that this year we got minor changes and features added to this year's lineup, but if you're coming from the iPhone 12, I don't think it's worth the upgrade. However, as a long-time user of the iPhone XS Max, I think this was a much needed upgrade. If you guys have any questions about this phone, then please do leave them in the comment section below. Now I'm going to plan my next video for you guys, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.